Welcome to webinar 3. This webinar is a part of a project funded by the European Union Seabridge program. So in the webinar 3, we will examine the application of circular economy strategies in the composite industry. So circular economy is an economic model that aims to use natural resources more efficiently, reduce waste, encourage recycling, and extend the product life. So adopting circular economy strategies in the composite industry not only provides environmental benefits, but also offers economic advantages such as resource efficiency, cost optimization, and creation of innovative business models. However, this transformation process needs strategies and technologies that are different compared to traditional production methods. So in this webinar, we will talk about the basic elements and approaches necessary for the implementation of circular economy strategies in the composite industry. In addition to sustainable production techniques such as eco-design and recycling, innovative studies and developments in the critical areas such as waste management and supply chain optimization will be also discussed. So in addition, the solutions to the challenges in the composite industry's transition to circular economy will be discussed also. So basic elements of circular economy strategies in the composite industry. So in this section, we will provide details on how circular economy principles can be adapted to the composite industry, how to design sustainable production processes, and how to integrate innovative business models and circular economy approaches. So we said that the circular economy is a model that aims to use natural resources more efficiently. So it also aims to minimize waste and extend the lifespan of the products. So integration of these principles into the composite industry will change the production process in many areas, such as product design, supply chain management, and end product life. So some basic principles should be taken into consideration to successfully transform the production model of the composite industry to circular economy. So those principles include reduce, reuse, and recycle. So it's necessary to minimize the amount of raw materials, for example, used in the composite material production. So that includes reducing material losses in production processes, using more efficient materials at the design stage, and preventing excessive consumption, for example. So in the reuse principle, recovering composite materials from products that have completed their life cycle for reuse will be an important element of the circular economy. That means reusing high performance fibers and matrices in particular. And in the recycle principle, recycling of composite materials will be an important parameter, or will be an important application area, especially in thermoplastic composites. So methods such as chemical and thermal approaches should be developed for the recycling of the composite materials. For the design of sustainable production processes, we can say a couple of principles that should be taken into consideration, such as eco-design, energy efficient production techniques, waste reduction, and also maybe green chemistry and technologies should be included to this one. So in the eco-design, we can talk about the environmental impacts and recycling potential of the composites. So environmental impacts and recycling potential must be considered during the design phase of the composite materials, eco-design focuses on the sustainability of the materials used, extending the product life and increasing the ease of recycling. So in this approach, in this method, the separability of the components during the assembly and disassembly stages of the products is also taken into consideration. So energy efficient production techniques is also a basic principle for the sustainable production design. For example, reducing the amount of energy used in the composite material production is an important parameter for sustainability. So this can be achieved by using energy efficient machines and renewable energy sources in the production processes. In composite production, for example, continuous improvements should be made in the production lines to minimize the material loss and waste. So that includes the waste reduction. This can be achieved also by optimizing the amount of raw materials used in the production processes and recycling waste. And also replacing chemical substances used in the composite production with environmental or environmentally friendly counterparts and safer alternatives for health will be an important part of sustainable production processes. So in this part, we can also talk about the innovative business models and circular economy approaches. So in the innovative business models, we can talk about a couple of models such as service-based models or shared economy and collaborative models. Waste-based value chains, for example, is one of them. So let's start with the service-based models. So instead of selling composite materials, renting the right to use these materials or parts made of composites and providing them as a service is a business model, and that is compatible with the circular economy approach. Also, this model can enable the product to be taken back and reused at the end of its lifespan. The other model could be shared economy and collaborative models. For example, composite material manufacturers can collaborate with each other to reuse waste. So the shared economy model allows manufacturers to recycle their waste by sharing it with other industries. So such collaborations can increase the material efficiency at the same time. So waste-based value chain could be another innovative business model. So in the industry, the recovery and conversion of waste into new materials can be included in the value creation process. The use of waste as raw materials for new products, for example, in the second life cycle, is part of the circular economy model. Design and production partnerships. So in the industry, sustainable collaborations can be created between different industries and suppliers. So these partnerships can encourage the development of more environmentally friendly materials and the adaptation of more efficient production techniques. So, as a summary, correctly adapting the basic elements of circular economy strategies in the composites industry will increase the sustainability, and also it will allow for the reduction of negative environmental impacts and also resource consumption. So in this part, we will focus on how the circular economy approach can be integrated in composite material production processes, the role of eco-design and environmentally friendly production techniques, how recycling and waste management strategies can be implemented, and the technologies used for zero waste production also will be discussed. So for the eco design and environmentally friendly production techniques, uh, there could be a couple of stages that we can discuss. One of them, selection of environmentally friendly materials. So in the design of composite materials, materials that are less derived from natural resources or that are recyclable should be preferred, for example. So materials such as bio-based resins, recycled carbon fibers, or fibers obtained from sustainable sources can be used. Such materials support environmentally friendly production processes at the design stage. Optimization of the production processes is another parameter. So in the production of composite materials, energy and water consumption must be optimized. Environmental impacts can be reduced by using energy efficient machines and processes for sustainable production. So similarly, improvements should be made in production lines to minimize waste production. So this can be achieved by recycling waste and preventing material losses in the production processes. The other step that can be taken for the eco design is modular design. So in the design of composite products, modular designs that will enable parts to be easily disassembled and reused can be preferred. So those when a product's lifespan ends, components can be separated and reused. So that design approach is compatible with circular economy principles. And additionally, long life product design is another parameter. So composite materials are famous for their durability and long life properties. So these properties extend the life of products, enable them to produce less waste. So long life design will provide both economic and environmental benefits. So for the recycling and waste management strategies, many elements could be mentioned. One of them is composite recycling methods, for example. So recycling of composite materials varies depending on binders used and the type of material. So while recycling thermoplastic composite is an easier process, more complex methods are required for example, thermoset composites. Another element is waste material management. So management of waste in composite production is crucial both to reduce negative environmental impacts and to increase economic efficiency. So waste can occur in production processes or when the final product is used. So waste in the production phase can be reprocessed and incorporated into the production process. And another element could be conversion of waste into energy. So composite material waste can be converted into biomass energy that can be used in energy production. So that will prevent the complete destruction of waste and enable energy to be recovered. That process can also reduce the storage and disposal cost of waste. So in this part, we will talk about the technologies used for zero waste production. So those technologies that can be used to get zero waste production could be waste identification and separation technologies, high efficiency production systems, closed loop systems, and also material processing technology. So the application of the circular economy approach in composite material production offers a great opportunity to ensure environmental sustainability and use natural resources efficiently by the above-mentioned technologies. So starting with eco-design and environmentally friendly production techniques, the process continues with recycling and waste management strategies and making it possible to achieve zero waste production targets. So these technologies and strategies will reduce the environmental impacts of the composite industry while also increasing the economic and operational efficiency at the same time. So waste reduction and resource efficiency in the composite industry. So in this part, it will be discussed how to develop innovative process for waste management and recycling in composite material production. So let's start with the innovative processes for waste management recycling. So innovative waste management and recycling processes can be utilized to increase resource efficiency in the sector and minimize the impact of waste on the environment. So these processes may include, for example, proactive waste reduction strategies. So waste management should be addressed not only after production, but also from the beginning of the production process. So optimizing material use, efficiently evaluating materials used in the production processes, and minimizing waste can be obtained at the design stage, so at the beginning. So that will increase the efficiency of production processes and also will reduce waste. The other element could be material recovery, for example, and resin use. So in the composite industry, material recovery is important for reprocessing and reusability of composite materials used at the end of the product life. So for example, resins can be recycled and reused. In addition, waste generated during production can be reprocessed and used in new products. So when we look at the energy efficient production techniques, many techniques can be mentioned in this part. One of them, heat recovery systems, for example. A large portion of the energy used in the production processes turns into heat. So that heat is usually lost, but this heat can be reused with the heat recovery systems. And if it can be designed, such system can contribute to sustainability. High efficiency production equipment will also make a great impact on resource efficiency, and also the automated production systems for large scale companies, for example, could be very useful to increase the resource efficiency, and that will also support the sustainability. For the recycling of waste and use of second-hand materials, for example, it will also be a good idea to recycling waste and use the second-hand materials. For example, the use of second-hand materials offers both environmental friendly approach and also can create economic benefits. So, for example, recycling and rehabilitation of waste. Also using second-hand composite materials, for example, composite products that have completed their service life can be reprocessed and used for new products or new places for new applications. So second-hand composite materials can be used in the production of new products, especially in the construction sector. So for example, let's talk about the composite materials designed and used in aviation or defense industry, but after the lifespan, maybe it could be useful for the construction industry. So these are some elements that also can support the sustainability in the composite materials industry. Other factor that we can talk about is supply chain management and circular economy. So we know that the supply chain plays a critical role in the successful implementation of the circular economy application in the composite industry. So there could be some elements to discuss in this part. For example, we can talk about the sustainability practices in the supply chain. So those sustainable practices may include green logistics, for example. So we know that in logistics processes, more efficient transportation methods and low emission vehicles can be used to reduce carbon emissions. So this not only reduce environmental impacts, but also reduces logistic costs. For example, environmental impacts in the supply chain can be minimized by shortening the transportation distances and selecting more efficient routes and also transportation vehicles. Sustainable packaging is also a factor that can be detailed. For example, the sustainability of packaging materials used in the composite material production should be increased to gain the maximum benefits of efficiency and also carbon footprint reduction in the supply chain. So all stages in the supply chain should be reviewed to minimize energy consumption and carbon emission. So it's important to track the carbon footprint for every component in the supply chain, not just the final product. So waste reduction and optimization of material flow. So a couple of strategies can be applied to reduce waste and optimize material flows within the supply chain. For example, integrating waste into the supply chain. So reusing waste generated in composite production in the supply chain will help reduce negative environmental impacts, and also it will prevent material waste. Another strategies could be digitalizing the material flow. So digital supply chain management systems allow for real-time monitoring and optimization of material flow. So in this way, material consumption can be better monitored, excess material use can be prevented, and waste generation can be minimized. And also integrated production system could be a good strategy. For example, integrating production processes with the supply chain will enable for more efficient management of material flow. So that will allow for faster recovery of waste and rapid recycling in the supply chain. Another method that can be used for better sustainability is the collaboration with suppliers. So a couple of strategies that can be helpful for the collaboration with suppliers could be setting shared sustainability goals with suppliers. So agreements could be made with suppliers and they can focus on not only the price but also the sustainability goals. So by setting common environmental and social goals with suppliers, it will be possible to ensure that the entire supply chain complies with the sustainability standards. That will be very efficient and important stage for the more sustainability supply chain. Another method or strategy could be education and awareness raising. So education and awareness programs should be created with suppliers to establish a sustainable supply chain. So these programs or trainings enable suppliers to understand the principles of the circular economy, benefits of the circular economy, and integrate these principles into their production processes. Another strategy could be innovation and technology sharing. So technology sharing and innovation-based collaborations with suppliers can provide more efficient production and material use. So suppliers in the composite industry can come together to develop new production techniques compatible with the circular economy principles. So first, there are many challenges and many possible solutions for the transition of a circular economy. Um, so main challenges are technical challenges. Um, so for example, recycling of composite material is quite complex depending on the type of material, production methods, and structural properties. Um, so recycling of composite, especially components such as fiberglass and carbon fiber, is often costly processes and technologically difficult. So new and more efficient techniques need to be developed to separate, reuse, or recycle those materials. Another challenge is high production costs. So transitioning to a circular economy model requires the reconstructing of some production processes, especially recycling and eco-design processes. So these processes may lead to higher initial cost. So composite material manufacturers may have to make new investments to increase the efficiency of their recycling processes, so which may cause businesses to be under financial pressure. So these are the main challenges. But in this part, it's important to mention the role of sectoral collaborations. So the transition to circular economy model will be possible not only with the efforts of one sector, but also with the cooperation of the entire industrial ecosystem. Because if the entire ecosystem has the main goal of a more sustainable manufacturing techniques, then everything will be easier for manufacturers, for supply chain, and for the end user. So these collaborations include contributions from both companies within the sector and public and private sector actors. So in order for circular economy strategies to be successfully implemented, collaborations between companies within the sector need to be increased. So the collaborations play an important role in the transition process. And at the same time, as mentioned before, the innovation and research activities are also crucial. So because the circular economy requires innovative solutions and continuous research and development activities. So that way, the circular economy transition will be possible. So for example, development of new materials, which is more sustainable at the first stage, could be an important. An improvement of production technologies, for example, for circular economy applications in the composites, it's necessary to improve existing production technologies. It means that new machines that make recycling processes more efficient. And maybe as the basics, promoting a culture of innovation in the industrial partners. So innovation is not only about technical and product development, but also about changing the ways of doing business. So the transition to a circular economy model in the composite industry requires the development of more efficient, environmentally friendly, and cost-effective business models. So in this manner, the companies should encourage innovative thinking and constantly work on new business models. So even though the transition to a circular economy in the composite industry, faces significant challenges, these obstacles can be overcome with the right strategies and collaborations. So while technical and economic challenges in the production processes can be overcome with sectoral collaborations and public-private sector incentives, innovation and research activities uh, play a critical role in development of new solutions. So a strong fight against these challenges and sectoral collaboration will be necessary for the successful implementation of the circular economy model in the composite industry. So thank you for joining our webinar.